Hi guys, Alice Taylor down here at Living Golf Academy, and today we're going to do a little test. We're going to pitch my current driver, the TaylorMade M1 460, against the PXG 0811X. So both low spin drivers. We are just before Christmas 2017, so potentially there's going to be new product out from TaylorMade. Some rumours circulating that there might be some new product coming out from them. Nothing as yet I've heard anything about PXG or heard any rumours, but this is my current driver against potentially something I might like to have in my bag. We're going to hit 5 real balls with each on GC2, look on the software and see which one comes out on top. Right then guys, so we're going to start with the TaylorMade M1. So this is my current driver in the bag. So if this wins, this is going to stay in, but if not, the PXG might get in the bag before next season. So 5 shots, real balls, GC2, and let's see who comes out on top. So hit that really solid, little draw, carrying just over 250, rolling out just over 280. So a good solid start, and kind of what I'd expect from my M1. And the big thing for me with M1 this year hasn't been the performance on the good ones. It's been more that I've felt with the miss hits, particularly my bad one towards the toe, that I've lost too much spin and lost a little bit of accuracy on those shots. But first one was a good solid one, little draw. Off we go, shot number 2. So that much more of a toe strike. And it'll be interesting to see. Lost quite a bit on carry. Seeing a bit of roll. But it'll be interesting to see when the numbers come up as to just how low the spin was on the second one. So that was my miss, just a little bit high, a little bit towards the toe. Typical one. Maybe normally get it going a little bit more left than that as well. That's a more solid strike. Little fade, maybe felt just a touch low off the face, that one. Again, rolling out just under 270. And the key thing for me is, and maybe for this year, I chased a little bit too much of what my very best one was and wasn't looking at my slight misses. And M1 on my good strikes has been really good. I mean, like I said earlier, it's very cold down here, so I'm not going to be moving at my quickest tonight. Again, a little bit low off the face. And we can see that one rolling out, again just under 270. But one final one with M1. And I would say so far there's only really been the first one that I would count as a really good shot. But one final one with M1. So again, much better strike. Bit higher on the face, very straight, getting that little bit more carry and then rolling out a bit closer to that 280. So let's switch over onto the PXG. So like I said, PXG 0811X, so the low spinning head, so very much kind of like for like with the TaylorMade in that it's the lower spinning version. But like I said, I've said a couple of times, I've just maybe felt the low spin option in the TaylorMade maybe wasn't forgiving enough for me with driver. But PXG, very different to look at. Obviously the carbon crown's hidden on top on this one. But again, 5 shots, let's see how this comes out. So again, very low off the face. Certainly strike is something I've struggled with a little bit this year, driver. And even though I was fitted on the length shaft that I was doing, going into next year, obviously I'll get refitted for new equipment, and I am going to possibly look at going a touch shorter in the shaft. But for now, let's see how this one goes. So felt a more solid strike. Certainly seems a little bit flatter trajectory. Just rolling out that little bit more. And it's interesting because certainly, you know, PXG, the price point's very different to the TaylorMade stuff, and it'll be interesting to see PXG talking a lot about not releasing clubs kind of each year and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how long they do stick with their equipment for. But shot number 3 with the PXG. So a little bit towards the toe. Again, for me, that carry just down a touch, but rolling out. So last 2. And to be fair, I'm using most of the face on both of these. So it's not that I'm stood there ripping it each time. I felt nice and solid. And again, getting out there. And one final one with the PXG. Off we go. Very low, very heely, very poor. Okay then guys, so let's look at some numbers. I mean, not great ball striking, but equally poor with both of those clubs. But let's look at the averages and see whether M1 or the PXG came out on top. Okay then guys, so we'll look at the numbers, and I swung the TaylorMade one just very slightly quicker at just under 107, 106 with the PXG. Ball speed again, about the same, just under 150, so with my club head speed being down and my ball striking just not being good enough there, you know, ball speed's down on both, but very similar. Launch angle was a little bit low with the PXG, which it did look that way. As we move across onto spin, PXG one definitely spun less at 2,100 as opposed to 2,400. Peak height was a little bit flat on both, but very flat on the PXG, 18 yards as opposed to 24. Average carry 245 with the TaylorMade against 236 with the PXG, and 273 against 271. Now if we look at my very best ones, we still only had 284. But I had 3 of those, and I had a 2.8 with the PXG, but I had a 2.85 with TaylorMade. And if we look at kind of how offline I was, on average, the TaylorMade one was only 6 yards left of where I was aiming, and the PXG was 10 yards left. Okay then guys, so we looked at the numbers, and to be fair to both of these are both great drivers. I've not really done them justice. My ball striking, which I have struggled with all year with driver, like I said when I was hitting balls, for next year I might look at slightly shorter shafts. Earlier in the year my ball striking was more solid when I got fitted for this, but I've kind of just struggled a little bit late season with that, so maybe shorter shaft. And I am doing a video which will be on my channel shortly about finding the optimum length driver shaft. But TaylorMade M1 460 just edging it on consistent carry, consistent total, and slightly more accurate. Now I would agree the accuracy is predominantly down to me, but with those poor strikes, the low heely ones tend to fade more, the high toe ones tend to draw more, just with the design of the roll and bulge on the face. But my winner today, and staying in my bag for now, is the TaylorMade M1 460. So guys, as ever, really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, like and share it. Comment below, let me know if you've got either of these drivers in your bag. Have these been considerations maybe for next year, or is there any products coming that you're excited about? I'll try and get back to as many as I can. Please subscribe to my channel if you don't already. Follow me on all the social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.